This episode of Hashtag Trending is brought to you by Alyssa, A Tale of Quantum Kisses, a new novel from host Jim Love. You can find this exciting sci-fi adventure romance, a vision of a near-term AI future, at Amazon in the book section. Search for Alyssa, E-L-I-S-A, Alyssa, and Jim Love, or check out the book's website at alyssabook.com. And now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. OpenAI's Day 8 is a deep dive into developer tools and updates. Canada commits $2 billion to sovereign compute infrastructure in an AI push. Blackberry offloads Cylance's endpoint security products to Arctic Wolf. Google challenges OpenAI with AI video tool VEO2, and most iPhone owners see little value in Apple Intelligence so far. Welcome to Hashtag Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. Today marked Day 8 of OpenAI's 12 days of Shipmas, and the focus was squarely on developers. Unlike previous sessions, this installment took a deeper dive into tools and updates aimed at addressing developer concerns. Some core improvements include price reductions, faster response speeds, and streamlined processes for obtaining API keys. These updates aim to resolve long-standing frustrations for developers and make OpenAI tools more accessible. A notable demo showed how OpenAI could simplify complex workflows. In one example, a developer processed a U.S. tax form, identifying errors and automating reports, a clear demonstration of ChatGPT's ability to handle intricate manual processes with ease. Additional highlights included substantial enhancements to function calling. This is a key feature for OpenAI, and it allows predefined functions to trigger on demand. This functionality, a strength of ChatGPT, has now been optimized to improve efficiency. The real-time API also saw updates, simplifying web app development. One standout example showed how a once 250-line function for advanced voice mode was reduced to just 12 lines of code, making it far easier for developers to integrate this into their systems. OpenAI also introduced ways to control IoT devices using microcontrollers. And finally, they announced some additions to their fine-tuning capabilities that they had announced at earlier sessions. If you remember these, with as few as a dozen sample instructions, developers could tailor models for specific tasks, behaviors, and enhance the model's expertise in targeted areas. They've added more functions to this and made it more accessible for developers. The session was one of the longest and the most detailed, but Day 8 just sets the stage for a series of additional developer sessions and resources that the company has promised. Canada is finally stepping up its AI game, committing about $2 billion Canadian, about $1.4 billion US, to expand its sovereign compute infrastructure. The investment aims to boost domestic AI development while ensuring data remains within Canadian borders. The plan, dubbed the Canadian Sovereign AI Compute Strategy, includes the AI Compute Challenge, which allocates $700 million Canadian to provide incentives for data center operators to build or expand large-scale AI compute clusters across Canada. These aren't research projects. Priority will go to commercially viable solutions ready for deployment. $1 billion Canadian will fund transformational public computing infrastructure, including a national AI supercomputing facility. Proposals for this project will start rolling in early next year, with preference given to companies willing to co-invest. Another $300 million Canadian will provide affordable access to compute power for small and mid-sized businesses through the AI Compute Access Fund. The government pointed to Canada's robust AI ecosystem as a foundation for this investment. There are over 140,000 Canadians now working in AI, a figure that jumped nearly 30% from the previous year. And Canada is also home to 10% of the world's leading AI researchers. While the strategy attempts to position Canada as a global AI leader, it's also expected to boost U.S. hardware suppliers like NVIDIA in the short term, given the infrastructure demands of large-scale AI projects. And the move aligns Canada with other nations that have moved before it, like India, Japan, and Europe, all investing in sovereign AI infrastructure to secure leadership in the AI economy. Google is challenging OpenAI's Sora with the launch of its advanced AI video generator VEO2. Developed by Google DeepMind, VEO2 promises hyperrealistic visuals, smoother motion, and greater control over video production. The tool goes beyond basic video generation, allowing creators to adjust key elements like lighting, camera angles, and framing. The focus on precision gives the ability to produce professional quality videos while maintaining realism. Now, whether depicting animals, people, or abstract scenes, VEO2 minimizes common AI pitfalls like distorted movements or physics-defying visuals. Google showcased VEO2's capabilities with demo clips featuring lifelike scenes, impressive lighting, and consistent quality. Although the company admits there's still room for improvement, intricate motion sequences remain a challenge, and Google is committed to further refining the technology. VEO2's release comes on the heels of OpenAI's Sora launch, which, of its many launches during what they termed the 12 days of shipments, has been regarded as the greatest disappointment. Whether Sora was not fully ready for launch, or if the incredible demand forced them to use a more primitive version, it didn't seem ready for prime time. But Google also has in the past launched video AI tools that turned out to be less effective than their demo versions as well. We'll be watching this carefully, and our Project Synapse AI panel will be back with an update on video releases this week on our weekend edition. Users eager to explore VEO2 can sign up through Google's VideoFX platform, but there is a waiting list. Blackberry is shedding its Cylance endpoint security business in a $160 million deal with Arctic Wolf, marking a significant loss from the $1.4 billion Blackberry spent to acquire Cylance in 2018. Once touted as critical to BlackBerry's Internet of Things and security strategy, Cylance's underperformance has forced a rethink. Arctic Wolf, which specializes in AI-infused cyber defense products, will acquire Cylance in stages. It plans to integrate Cylance's capabilities into its OpenXDR Aurora platform to address what Arctic Wolf CEO Nick Schneider calls an effectiveness problem in endpoint security. Schneider promises the acquisition will help reduce alert fatigue, cut risk exposure, and improve security operations. The deal comes after BlackBerry's October pivot towards managed detection and response services, a strategy it says will still continue. Under the new agreement, BlackBerry will resell the combined Arctic Wolf Cylance portfolio and maintain influence as an Arctic Wolf shareholder. Investors appear pleased, with BlackBerry shares jumping nearly 15% after the announcement. And for Arctic Wolf, this acquisition is a bet on streamlining endpoint security and delivering the outcomes the market has long demanded. Whether it succeeds remains to be seen, but for BlackBerry, the move signals a decisive shift away from its endpoint security ambitions. And finally, a new survey shows that while AI matters to iPhone users, most have found little value in Apple Intelligence's current features. The study, conducted by tech trade insight CellCell, found that about 48% of iPhone users consider AI features at least somewhat important when choosing a new phone. It's significantly higher than Samsung users at just 24%. However, satisfaction with the actual features lags behind. A striking 73% of Apple Intelligence users described the current tools as either not very valuable or adding little or no value to their experience. Samsung fared even worse, with 87% of Galaxy AI users expressing dissatisfaction. The survey also ranked Apple Intelligence's most used features so far. Writing tools topped the list with 72% popularity, followed by notification summaries at 54% and priority messages at 44%. Features like cleanup in Photos and Smart Reply in Mail saw lower usage, with just 29% and 20% respectively. Apple's latest update, iOS 18.2, might help shift these perceptions. New tools like Genmoji allows users to generate unique AI-driven emojis by simply describing them, while integration with ChatGPT offers smarter responses through Siri. Whether these additions will change user sentiment remains to be seen, but for now, the value of Apple's AI still appears to be a work in progress. That's our show for today. You can find links in our show notes at technewsday.com or .ca, take your pick. You can reach me with comments, questions, or tips at editorial@technewsday.ca. I'm your host, Jim Love.
Have a wonderful Wednesday.